to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. This is Talk Radio to Thrive by. Happy official New Year to everybody out there, okay? Now, why is it official? Let me say hello to Mr. Benny Mathers first and say happy birthday to the boys, Benny.
Thank you, Pat. We all appreciate that.
Wow, wow, wow. Well, Benny, I know you do a lot of shows, but if you listened to Madeline's show last week, what Madeline was talking about was the fact that we really don't start the new year until yesterday, Monday. And why did she say this? Because I was listening to her very intently. As a matter of fact, she also said that I think the 14th and 15th of this month are the most prosperous days throughout the entire year. That's Miss Madeline. The reason she said that has to do with astrology cycles, and I get it. As Benny and the boys are, they were born under the sign of Capricorn, and so we just had the full moon in Capricorn. Now, what does that mean in terms of today's show? And Benny, I'm sure you're wondering, really? I had no idea that my boys had so much influence and power in their birthday. Well, guess what? If you listen to Madeline, which so many of you do, you understand so much about the cycle. But here's what I know. Each of us get to declare and make the lives that we want, whether it's on the day of the full moon in Capricorn or whether it's on Mercury in retrograde. We all get to make the things that we want to happen. So, Dr. Friedemann Schaub of Cellular Wisdom is joining me here today. You want to know why? Because we're talking about how to make 2012 a year of growth, meaning, and fulfillment. So if you're excited about 2012 and you don't know why, if you're excited about 2012 and you don't have a theme for this year, if you're excited about 2012 and don't have intentions, this is a call-in show for you because we're going to help you in a very, very easy way understand what your theme is for this year and understand what your intention is and understand exactly the kind of thing you want to manifest. Why? Because Dr. Friedemann Schaub's in the house, and we've got some cool things we're doing with you today. He is the founder of Cellular Wisdom. He is someone that travels the globe, not just to Egypt, but travels the globe to help people understand the full potential they have and then help them step completely into it, whether it is his personal breakthrough and empowerment program, whether it's energy psychology, medical hypnotherapy, timeline therapy, you name it. He works with so many things, including NLP, to help people break through to live lives they want. Today we're saying Happy New Year to you, and if you don't understand why this is a Happy New Year, we want to help you today. Two things I'd love for everybody to do. First of all, write down the 1-800 number, 1-800-930-2819, and then go to drpatlive.com or transformationtalkradio.com, and on the right-hand side, you can sit there and you can type in your questions or what kind of help you would like to make 2012 the best year of your life. Dr. Friedemann, welcome to the show. How the heck are you?
I'm doing great, and Happy New Year to you. And, it's always nice to be in your shows. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, I got to ask you the question. Why are you so jazzed about 2012? What is it that you see from a 30,000-foot level when we mention 2012?
Well, 2012, for me, we have this nice little tradition at the end of the year. Always on New Year's Eve, we are sitting down and we are writing, about the last year and basically think about what are the things that, were important to us in the last year, what are things that were accomplished in the last year, what are things we're really grateful for, and then just by getting that momentum from the last year, we are looking forward into the next year. And this next year appears to be really a year of tremendous potential and the potential for change and transformation. Now, the Mayan calendar sounds exciting itself, and I'm not really sure what to think about it because there are so many different opinions and, different pieces of information. But when in 1999 I was in a yoga class, and the yoga teacher talked about the changes that are about to come. And, they talked about how the consciousness of the people will change over the year, and, the peak of this change will be in 2012. And that stuck with me. It stuck with me that there is something going to happen in 2012. Not necessarily that, something externally, magnificent, but I'm open for that. But I'm more talking about the internal shift. And what was interesting on, the vacation during the holidays that we met with my wife's family, and we talked about the last year. And these are people that basically are, like many of us, just incredibly busy, incredibly occupied with children, raising them, making money, and so on. And they never really have any time to sit down and to really, contemplate and do a writing meditation or think about, well, how can we make our life more meaningful? And so we had this dinner conversation, and as soon as we were back in Seattle, we got the email from the family members, several family members, that asked us, well, we thought about what you said about these questions to let the old year go and set intentions for the new year. We actually think we're going to do this also as a, New Year intention and as a tradition that we are incorporating into our lives. And that was like the first time that I ever heard them to really open up to making and bringing more intention and meaning into their lives. And that's, for me, a sign that the consciousness is shifting and people are becoming more open to that.
Well, it's really kind of interesting. I mean, if you go on the internet and you start to look at the meaning of 2012, I got to tell you, you get a lot of different things that come up. What I find very interesting is some of the writings that happened almost 5 or 6 years ago about this. Because right now, what happens when you go and you Google 2012? You usually get some workshop somebody wants you to take, something somebody wants you to do, and yet for a lot of people, the journey is really an inward one. Yeah. I think the question that we're asking is, what do you want to create in 2012? That's everyone out there listening to the show. What do you, Dr. Friedemann, want to create? What do I want to create in 2012? Right. And the very nature of that, don't you think, is driven by the energy and the vibration of whether it's planetary alignment, whether it's a move of the magnetic field, whatever that is, people are feeling this rise in consciousness, don't you think?
I really agree, and I also feel it's not only the rise in consciousness, it's also an opening of the heart. It's something where all of a sudden new ways of appreciating simple things in life become more important than, the big goals, the things that appeared maybe 5 years ago so important. As an example, my father-in-law is one of the more successful people that I know, and CEO of a big company, and always driven and always working and always on the phone, and a very nice person. But you seem, to really just not ever get close to him because, there's always the phone between you and him. And so there is no real connection because he's more connected to his work. And in the last 2 years, he completely changed. And he is so much more open. And this coincided with, unfortunately, a tragic illness of his wife, who, has a neurological disease. But what I noticed about him is that he became softer. The guard is, opening up. He is a person who actually is looking into your eyes and listening and being present. And that's not the only example, but if a person like this can open up his heart and become more mindful about the gifts in the present moment and is not only striving for the next big goal or the next big sale, then I think there is really truly a shift happening.
Well, it's really fascinating when we talk about the term shift and we talk about setting intentions, because this time of year we really have that. And, you know, your father-in-law, the example you just gave is brilliant, because I think people across the globe are feeling something. Yeah. Something is changing. I mean, look at the Time magazine Person of the Year was the protester. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, right?
Right.
We would have never predicted that in 2010.
Right.
We wouldn't have been, you know, I mean, this is the accelerated pace of things that has happened kind of leading up, and many people are really eager to look at 2012. Now, if those of you that don't really, haven't really looked at this, let me just give you a little information, and then Dr. Friedemann and I are going to talk about this New Year's resolution thing. The 2012 date for everyone is derived from the Mayan calendar long count. It's called the long count, and it defines a very precise cycle of 1,872,000 days beginning August 13th, 3113 BC. All right, now this is kind of fascinating, and it ends on December 21st, 2012. And so, you know, the beginning of the first dynasty in Egypt, right? Mm-hmm. The first city in Iraq, both dated approximately 3100 BC. So there is some information that people have been able to glean from the whole Mayan calendar. The question, though, is who were these people? How were they able to sit down and so to speak, Dr. Friedemann, create their own New Year resolution that is in an extraordinary cycle of over, 1.8 million days? How did they do this? Isn't it fascinating?
Well, it is, but see, I'm with that just as much as with astrology, more considering this as the nudges of whatever information is out there for us to really say, okay, this is time to, as we just said before, to look inside. Because I think it's very easy to then say, well, now I have to see what the Mayan calendar is telling me, or is the end of the world, or whatever people are really predicting. Or I tell you, I have talked with several people that are scared, that feel like, oh my God, this is going to be devastating. They're going to be, the solar winds coming, and the earth will have no electricity for at least 3 days. And I mean, there's also a lot of fear-mongering about it. And again, this is a sign of, or this is a way of giving your power away. This is a way of looking at the external, and actually the opposite of what I think the sign of the signs are, or the times are, which is to go internal and to say, okay, let's just, let the Mayan calendar nudge you to take 2012 as the opportunity to really be yourself, to find yourself, to readjust your values and understand what's really important, and not as something that, again, you have to brace yourself because something big external going to happen.
I love this. Dr. Friedemann Schaub joining us here today. Hey, we want to invite all of you, if you have not set your theme and your resolutions for this year, more like intentions, we want to help you out with this. 1-800-930-2819. When we come back, why are these resolutions, why are some of these intentions so difficult to keep? Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Are you at a crossroads? Feeling stuck? I'm Karen Hager, the Fog City Psychic. My gift is helping people who are in transition receive spirit-led guidance about their next steps. I offer private sessions via phone or Skype, intuitive development classes, and much more. Please visit my website, fogcitypsychic.com, to find out how I can help you move out of the fog.
Hi, I'm Dr. Pat, and I want to share something amazing with you. If you're sick of information and ready for an extreme transformation, then check out world-renowned energy healer Ann Taylor at fasterquickerbetter.com. She's been creating miracles in tens of thousands of people's lives for over 16 years, and I'm one of those people. You too can easily do the same by simply listening to her recordings. If you want to miraculously eliminate fears, worries, and negative beliefs, then you owe it to yourself to purchase her amazing package, which includes over 50 pieces of healing work. Thanks to Ann's 60-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Hurry over to fasterbetterquicker.com and finally experience the quantum leap in consciousness that you truly deserve.
Hey, Mary, I haven't seen you in so long. You look so different. What happened to your glasses? Did you have surgery? Whoa. I never noticed how blue your eyes are.
No, I didn't have surgery, and I don't have to wear glasses anymore. I searched the internet, and I found a website. It's called bettereyesightnow.com. It is the best thing I have ever done. There's a program called Regaining Your Vision Naturally. And, oh, by the way, it helps reduce stress. You should check it out. And you might be able to get rid of your glasses. Go to bettereyesightnow.com.
I was dealing with anxiety and depression, and nothing seemed to help me. Then I started to work with Dr. Schaub's Breakthrough Program. In just a few sessions, he helped me to finally understand and heal the deeper root cause of my challenges. As a result, I feel more centered and confident than ever before. And now I have the tools which will continue to support me throughout my life's journey. Dr. Schaub's approach has changed my life.
Hello, I'm Dr. Friedemann Schaub, and I work with people across the globe to help them break through anxiety and depression and access their true potential. If you are ready to bring back confidence, joy, and meaning in your life, call us to schedule a free phone consultation at 866-903-MIND. That's 866-903-6463. Or visit our website at cellularwisdom.com. That's cellularwisdom.com.
Welcome back, everyone. For more information about us, go to drpatlive.com. I want to make sure all of you know that we're taking your questions throughout the show today. If you have not set yourself up for a theme or set at least one intention, and I like to call them epic intentions. If you have not done that, we want to help you with them today. How to make 2012 a year of growth, meaning, and fulfillment with Dr. Friedemann Schaub today of Cellular Wisdom. If you want to find out more about Dr. Friedemann, you can do that very simply by going to cellularwisdom.com. And as a matter of fact, he offers regularly on the show free telephone consultations. So if you'd like a free telephone consultation to get things moving, give his office a call at 866-903-6463, 866-903-6463. If you want to dial into the show, and Benny will take your call, give us a shout at 1-800-930-2819. Okay, let's talk about New Year's resolutions. I don't know. Did you make any, Dr. Friedemann?
No, I'm not a big fan of New Year's resolutions simply for the fact that I don't believe they really work. And most people know that they don't really work. And, working is, of course, something that you have to define. Maybe you're going to reach your New Year's resolution. Maybe it is, I'm going to run a marathon this year, or I'm going to drop 10 pounds this year. But is it really addressing what you wanted to achieve? And that's always the question, So when I talk with people about New Year's resolutions, I also try to find out what's the energy behind it, Is your desire to, one of the most common ones is losing weight. Is that really driven from a place of, I appreciate myself, I want to, just be more kind and good to myself, or are you becoming your internal, slave driver who basically kicks you every day to the gym, you hate every minute of it, you are just eating, like a goat, enough salad, and that's it. And you're never really feeling fulfilled all the year, all through the year, and then you reach your goals, and are you any happier? Are you feeling any more fulfilled? And that's the question that, the show is about. Fulfillment. What does it mean to have a more fulfilled year? And having those goals that mean that you have to ultimately force yourself into something that you don't really want, but you think you need to find some kind of acceptance. Is that really the best way to find fulfillment? Or here is the question more, how can I actually find acceptance, and from that place of acceptance then strive for whatever I want, rather than the other way around?
So, let's talk about this from, people listening to the show and the things that get in their way from actually asking for what they want. Right. I mean, let's start at that place because, a lot of times we talk about intentions and we sit down and it's really easy to create some really modest intentions, right?
I don't think so. I think modest intentions are really hard. I think it's much easier for people to do big intentions. Because,
okay.
Well, modest intentions, a little intention could be just not looking into your mirror and calling you fat. I mean, that would be a small intention, but, who sets those intentions? People look in the mirror and feel like, oh, that's a reminder how ugly I am, and then I have to go and go to Weight Watchers or something like that. So a modest intention would be a small adjustment, like finding that pebble in the shoe that really hurts you every day, but instead, you're basically trying to find a way to, walk faster instead of saying, well, maybe I should just stop and get that pebble out of the shoe before I'm, changing my pace. So if there is something internally that you feel is nagging you, and I see this often with my clients, where they just have a very negative attitude towards themselves, a very conditional attitude towards themselves, and it's not the big adjustment externally, the big intention externally that really makes the difference. I had a client recently who ran actually an Ironman. I mean, that's an amazing achievement. Being able to do an Ironman, that's just something I cannot even imagine. So 17 hours later, and I don't know how many hours of preparation it takes to be able to do that, at the end of it, she still was the same person. Yes, she had made a huge accomplishment, but what she realized, what didn't go away was her insecurity. What didn't go away was her shyness. She still didn't want to talk to anybody at the finish line. And as soon as that achievement was made, there was a huge feeling of letdown. So what really changed for me? And so what she realized is what she really should have focused on is her comparing herself with anything and everyone. So she wanted to outrun everybody with this Ironman, but the comparison was on a much smaller scale already every day, whether at work or with her family or friends. And once she realized that, and she made that small adjustment, and simply, instead of comparing herself, appreciating herself, and there are certain steps that I, guided her through in the work we did, she found the fulfillment and the happiness that was actually lasting. And yes, she wants to do another Ironman, but this time she's actually going to talk to her fellow runners, and this time she feels she comes more from the fullness of her heart than from a place of lack. And that makes all the difference. So it doesn't mean that your big intentions have to go away, but start to make the small intentions first to come more from a place of, okay, I know myself and I'm filled with myself, and now it's time for me to give to life.
Well, one of the things that I think we hear so much about is what happens when we set these intentions. And let's say we have a couple of moments where we don't live up to them, let's say. Mm-hmm. Everyone, out there is familiar with the I'm going to lose weight intention, right? That's one. And then there's the one that I'm going to write my book proposal. There's that intention, right?
Right.
And we come up and we put dates around things. Mm-hmm. And for whatever reason, we really zoom in. I'm going to lose 10 pounds in 10 weeks or whatever that is.
Right.
There are starts and stops. And I think this becomes the most difficult part of anything we do when we run into that bump in the road.
Well, exactly. But that is where I think we have to set the intentions to avoid the bump in the road. Because the bump in the road may be exactly that what you need to focus on. So let's say you're a horrible driver. Buying a new car doesn't really help you. So if you find there's always a procrastination, if you find that you just don't have the energy, and that's the bump in the road, to make something complete, if you find that every time you do something, you tell yourself it's not really good enough, and that's the bump in the road. So that's what you really need to focus on. So rather than trying to, I'm going to make this happen, yes, I will, write the proposal, or yes, I will lose the weight, and I'm going to overcome with all force these bump in the roads, maybe these bump in the roads are the hinges that actually will open the door when you address them. I had a client once who always came late, and being always late was one of the symptoms that she struggled with. She felt she had no self-esteem, she had no clarity on what to do, she had really nowhere to go and was deeply depressed. But one of the things she noticed, even if she had a good intention, if she had a plan, she still always came late. And so by making the adjustment to no matter what it was, if it was going to the movies, going to a friend, going to her parents, if it was about being on time, just practicing being on time, there was something magical happening inside of her. By being on time, she felt all of a sudden, I'm actually accomplishing something. She gained more confidence, and all of a sudden she felt like I can actually be there for myself, and she found a way to get back to school. For the first time in her life, she is in a happy relationship, and looking back, she said that this being on time was that little hinge. That made all the difference. So when you bump against something, when you have a big intention, don't just ignore that or get annoyed with it. Really have a close look, because that may be exactly the information you need and exactly that what you need to address.
Oh, my gosh. The question then becomes, what are we all bumping up against right now?
Exactly.
This is really kind of the cool part of this. I can tell you what I'm bumping up against. I'm going to talk to Dr. Friedemann about that when we get back. What happens when you set an intention and it's like he said, wow, there just isn't enough time? And is there such a thing as setting an intention that's too big? Stay tuned. We'll be right back with the Dr. Pat Show. This is Talk Radio to Thrive by Dr. Friedemann Schaub in the house. We'll be right back.
Do you hear voices? Do you see and know? Are you fascinated by the discussions about spirituality? Are you trying to connect with your own true self, your inner calling and your transformation, but need some assistance on your path? Meet Natalie, spiritual teacher and guide. Happy to empower you to truly get to know, be, and love yourself so you can experience true happiness and freedom. Contact Natalie at natalie@healingisis.com or Facebook Natalie.
I was dealing with anxiety and depression, and nothing seemed to help me. Then I started to work with Dr. Schaub's Breakthrough Program. In just a few sessions, he helped me to finally understand and heal the deeper root cause of my challenges. As a result, I feel more centered and confident than ever before. And now I have the tools which will continue to support me throughout my life's journey. Dr. Schaub's approach has changed my life.
Hello, I'm Dr. Friedemann Schaub, and I work with people across the globe to help them break through anxiety and depression and access their true potential. If you are ready to bring back confidence, joy, and meaning in your life, call us to schedule a free phone consultation at 866-903-MIND. That's 866-903-6463. Or visit our website at cellularwisdom.com. That's cellularwisdom.com.
Internationally known, profound, intuitive, Carrie O'Connor joins the Transformation Talk Radio Network on Mondays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Carrie has the unique ability to tap into your energy field, where she can communicate to deceased loved ones or tell you where you're blocking money, tell you about relationships, health, and other topics. She truly is an example that all answers are within. Call into the show and get your free reading, or go to her website at carrieoconnor.com.
Are you ready for a joyful and successful realty experience? Today's real estate market is challenging, complex, and constantly changing, and is one of the best times in years to buy or sell a home. But you'll need to find the right person to help you on your journey, one who understands the opportunities and will make this the best experience of your life. Kathy Staup is just that person, an experienced real estate agent who knows the pitfalls, can spot the red flags, and guide you to a successful, positive purchase or sale. Kathy Staup scalp can spot the real deals, saving you time chasing a listing only to find it's not available. Known as the Positive Real Estate Agent, Kathy will make your next sale or purchase easy, fun, and successful. Start this journey with positive energy. Call Kathy at 206-276-1070. That's 206-276-1070. Or visit PositivePathHome.com. PositivePathHome.com for the most positive realty experience of your life.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to the Dr. Pat Show, talk radio to thrive by. Well, you know, that was Katy Perry. I don't think she set an intention to be going through a divorce right now. But sometimes life gives you a few obstacles that you got to deal with. But she did set intentions about her music. She did set intentions about her career. And if you watch the biography of Katy Perry, what you see is somebody that had numerous opportunities with record labels, didn't really do very well initially, but never quit. Dr. Friedemann Schaub is joining us here today. You know, we say the name Katy Perry as if we'd known her forever. And when we think about this is a woman that has spent a lot of time on her career, a lot of disappointments, and yet here we are talking about her and others as if all of a sudden they've popped out of nowhere. But Dr. Friedemann, this is what today's show is about. You know, it's about setting the stage for an epic life, for a life that you truly desire. Now, I know that you're going to take us through some secrets to how to do this and how to go about it, how to deal with obstacles. But, you know, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about really reaching, aren't we?
About reaching, but we have to be very clear about what we want to reach. You know,
yeah, tell me about it.
It's a good, you know, example with Katy Perry or anybody who feels that they exemplify that everything is possible. You know, the dream that can be fulfilled, that goal, if you really hold on long enough, you're going to make it. And that's a story that we have been told, and that's a story that in a lot of ways we believe in. But the truth is we have to also be clear if our goals or our intentions, no matter how big they are they really still what we want? You know, like Katy Perry, for example. Yes, she's successful, all is good, but how much does that matter right now that she's going through this divorce? How much does it matter now that she has all this wonderful success if she's on a personal level? Now, I don't know this about her, but let's say she is unhappy and she feels like she has failed on the level of relationship and love. So we have to really see ourselves and life more as a wholeness and realizing, okay, this is really right now where I need to put my intention. Yes, it may feel that it would be cool to have, you know, a book deal, a new job, a bigger house, more money, all these kind of things. But maybe right now what I need to focus on is to be at peace with myself. Because, and this is where I see a lot of people coming from into 2012, and when we talked at the beginning of the shift in consciousness, really stopping a little bit or slowing down and thinking about, is that really where and how I want to live, which is this, you know, constant striving, this constant busyness. I saw some expert recently in a show talking about a new trend, and the new trend is to get more frequently unplugged. You know, the trend was before to be plugged in everywhere and all the time and have all these devices, 4 running at the same time, and now there is a trend of saying, okay, what about half a day of no iPad, no phone, no networking, no whatever, and there is something about that is also a sign of the time where it says, you know, I don't have to gather more friends on Facebook, I don't have to reach anything more impressive. Right now I have to look at what makes me actually more at peace and what makes me more happy. And so my intention for this year is, for example, called rhythmic peace. And what rhythmic peace means is that I am looking for the balance of, on the one hand, having this internal peace to know when it's for me time to take action, when I'm inspired to take action, when I feel this is the right energy right now to move forward and to also strive for something, and then also taking the time as well to bring myself back into balance, to integrate, and at all times feel that there is also the importance of being not busy, being at peace, being actually in a state of literally being and not always doing. And I think we really have as a society to learn to be more in this balanced place. And if this could be an intention you have, then it would be truly an epic intention.
Well, let's talk about a question that has come in from Alyssa. Alyssa has sent us a question from London. Alyssa, and I hope I'm saying your name right, it's either Alicia, that would be the Italian pronunciation, but she's got a great question. I love this question. And why do I love this question? Because I think this is a little issue coming up for me as well. You want to hear this, Dr. Schaub? Because you're going to need to chime in on this one. She's not alone. When we did Sue Storm, the Angel Lady, last week, this question came up a lot. Hi, Dr. Pat. My intention for 2012 is to overcome my fear of intimacy. What would you recommend to someone who has struggled with fear of falling in love and isolated herself from the dating scene or sabotaged the possibilities she has had in the past? I wish you and Dr. Schaub a Happy New Year. I love this question.
Fabulous. Well, I think she already has set a really good intention because she is addressing what actually blocked her versus saying I'm seeking love or I'm seeking a relationship, I'm looking for, marriage or whatever. She's actually addressing what she knows was what she used to run against, just like we said before, the block. So the fear of intimacy is already a good starting point. Of course, you don't want to, in your goal setting, only look at the fear. There needs to be also what she wants to, after she has overcome this block, what she wants to embrace. However, the fear of intimacy starts with going into the place where that fear comes from. So in her case, I would ask herself, so what is actually the fear about? Is it about getting hurt? Is it about getting disappointed? Is it about betrayal from others? So is it a lack of trust in others, or is it a lack of trust in her ability to choose right, to find the right person, or on a third level, is it her fear of not being good enough, of feeling that she cannot really bring so much to the table to keep a relationship going? So I would dissect this fear of intimacy more closely and try to find out what are those fears, where do they come from, and maybe they are different layers. And then I would like to ask herself how close and intimate her relationship is with herself. This is one thing that I work with many clients with that come to me that are looking for a relationship, that are looking for love, and one of the most common denominators is that the relationship with oneself is pretty much as bad as the relationship with other people, which is non-existent. So there is this constant looking for an outside, source of finding validation, of finding a sense of belonging, of finding love, and at the same time there's almost like an ignorance of self. And so when people are learning to actually treat themselves like their best friend, when they're learning to actually believe more in themselves, and literally, and this sounds maybe like a far-fetched goal, but it's absolutely possible to learn to love and appreciate yourself. All of a sudden, it's no matter than what other people are doing that really allows you to go into relationship without fear, because you know other people cannot hurt you or cannot take anything away from you because you come from a place of fullness and you come from a place of wholeness. So it's no longer a proposition of, this is a big risk to go into relationship. Instead, it's actually something that you feel, it's my desire to share my heart, it's desire to share my light, it's desire to share who I am. And whether somebody can appreciate this or not doesn't really matter as much because you appreciate it yourself. And that's the ultimate starting point to go into a successful relationship.
Alicia, one of the things I want to invite you to do is Dr. Friedemann does consultations with people all over the world, and Skype has been an amazing thing to do. So, what's the best way if Alicia would like to contact you, Dr. Schaub, maybe an email?
Yeah, contact us simply at info at cellularwisdom.com, and we can set up a free Skype consultation and just see. Through a 30-minute consultation, what already she can change, and also see whether the work I'm offering is for her to overcome that fear.
Right, because, you and I have talked about this before, and this really applies. I mean, it's really easy, for me at least, to identify what's going on the conscious level. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. I mean, I know when I wake up in the morning and I'm afraid of something, and I know exactly what I'm afraid of at the conscious level. But you've been on the show and you've talked about the subconscious level. And when it comes to intimacy and commitment and relationships, there may be some things going on from a childhood that you've been traumatized, maybe sexual abuse, so many things that as individuals, it gets difficult for us to figure it out ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Well, absolutely. And it's very interesting that the subconscious, especially when it has buried memories, can still give us the feeling of fear without necessarily giving us the context of why this fear is there in the first place. And there are many examples of people that in their 30s or 40s all of a sudden remember there was a trauma, there was an abuse, and they have never really been able to access this before. Now, the advantage, obviously, is when you know on a subconscious level where the root cause is for those fears, then you can also heal it and you can change it. If you're only dealing with this vague fear and you really don't know where it comes from, talking yourself out of this fear is really hard because consciously you just don't reach very deep on the conscious level. So you have to really work directly with your subconscious to be able to address that, what needs to still be healed and addressed.
Well, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about 3 easy steps, 3 secrets to how all of us can get a kickstart for 2012, any day of 2012, 2013, whatever year it is, whatever day it is, so that we truly do manifest the lives we desire. Stay tuned. We're going to take a short break. You're listening to the Dr. Pat Show. We'll be right back with my very special guest, Dr. Friedemann Schaub.
I want to kiss you, but if I do, then I might miss you.
Naturopathic doctor, founder of the Martha's Vineyard Holistic Retreat, and author of the New York Times bestseller 21 Pounds in 21 Days, Dr. Ronnie DeLuce has helped tens of thousands of people, including celebrities and athletes, with her message of lifestyle change. Now Dr. Ronnie DeLuce wants to help you. You, too, can be saved. Email Dr. Ronnie DeLuce at info@ronniedeluceonradio.com and visit mtheholisticretreat.com. Dr. Ronnie DeLuce, your partner in wellness.
None of us enter a marriage with the goal of leaving it. Divorce and separation is heartbreaking. Disappointment, despair, loss of identity, and fear are normal, even if the divorce is amicable. It is possible to divorce or separate with dignity and respect. Soulworks Coaching empowers you to go through a divorce with soul. You come to see the possibilities being created for you. You get to step out of your marriage and into a new relationship with yourself and your life. Contact them today at 617-328-7113 or by email at coachmonique@verizon.net and visit their website, soulworkscoaching.com. Give yourself this gift.
Do you miss the sunshine? Sun Sauna brings the sunshine to you. Our exclusive patented technology brings Arizona sun to your home every day. Only Sun Sauna can raise the sun without its harmful rays by combining full spectrum light and infrared heat. Reduce pain, relieve depression, and sleep better, all without taking a single pill. Sun Sauna is affordable and plugs into a regular outlet. Have a sunny day every day. Visit sunsauna.com. That's sunsauna.com.
Reservage Organics offers you the most advanced anti-aging product available. Our organic-based resveratrol formula, brought to you from the heart of our exclusive vineyards in southern France, has been clinically proven to reactivate your longevity gene and help preserve your youth. By including Reservage resveratrol in your daily regimen, you can enhance cardiovascular function, metabolism, mental acuity, and collagen production. If you want to regain your youthful radiance and enhance your longevity, do so with the world's finest resveratrol from Reservage Organics. Why wait? Visit your local retailer and start the anti-aging process today. Reservage Organics, committed to the extension of youth naturally. Available online at www.reservage.com and at the Vitamin Shop, Vitamin World, Whole Foods Market. Visit reservage.com and feel vitality today.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to the Dr. Pat Show, Talk Radio to Thrive By. You know, Dr. Friedemann Schaub joining us here today. And, you know, Happy New Year to everybody out there. And what is it about this year that you want to bring into your life? What do you want more of? And what do you want to eliminate? Dr. Friedemann Schaub is going to share a couple of really 4 steps that are going to help you launch the best year of your life. Dr. Friedemann, thank you for joining us here today. Before we go ahead, please give out your phone number for the free consultation as well as your website.
So the website is cellularwisdom.com. It's CLLULAR, cellularwisdom.com. And a good way to reach us is through the website, just the contact forms, or also by phone, 866-903-6463. 866-903-6463.
All right. Let's talk about the 4 steps that will make this transition into 2012 one of the easiest we've ever made.
Well, you know, we summarized already in the midst of the show the importance of looking at the block. And I think in some ways you could say the difference that make all the difference. How can you identify that? How can you really look at yourself and say, you know, of all the things I'm struggling with, like the branches of a tree, there is something that goes all the way down to the root. And if I can make that change, if I can make that little adjustment, there are going to be so many positive ripple effects from that. So what I invite you first is to really understand and find what is that pebble that blocks me. So this can be, for example, you know, the way you're talking to yourself. How is that? Or the way you are maybe giving very quickly your attention to others, your power away by comparing yourself, or maybe by even judging others or gossiping about others. Or, as we said, what are the little habits that express a lot about yourself, whether it's, you know, the coming late I already mentioned, whether it's how you are treating your body, whether it's you are always putting too much on your list and you never feel at the end that you're actually done, so you're not creating success lists every day, you're creating to-do lists that basically become your failure list. So just observe. Observe for the next, you know, few weeks. Take the whole January off of any kind of intentions and really just observe yourself and see what are the things that I notice that are repeating themselves, just with different kinds of expressions, but it's at the end always the same. Once you find that, then pick one example of that. Let's say, for example, you are always at work gossiping about somebody else, or every time you see your neighbor, you are staying a little bit longer in the house because you don't want to be seen with, you know, your hair not perfectly done, or whatever those little things are that you notice that repeats themselves over and over. And start making a commitment to do that. Just like I told you before about the client who decided to be on time in the future. And just saying, you know, even if it's not a very important appointment, that's what I'm going to do. Make those commitments to yourself And a good commitment is a commitment that you know is for you easy to reach. A commitment that you know at the end of the day you can really put a check mark on and say, I did it. And you're building gradually and slowly that confidence and trust that brings you more and more into your power and more into alignment with yourself. So the second step is a commitment. The third step is really the acknowledgement. It's so often that we are making awesome changes, that we are moving forward, but we are still looking ahead of us. We are never looking back and acknowledging how far we came, what we actually did. And this happens frequently, that, all the hard work and all these commitments we made are never really getting any kind of positive reinforcement. So take your time once a week or ideally every day to really acknowledge, okay, I made really good choices today. I made choices that enhanced me, that brought more fulfillment. I made choices that made me grow. And then notice that there is always room to grow more. Dr. Pat, you said our intention's sometimes too big for us. And we talked in the break about it, and I agree, intentions cannot be too big because sometimes it's our limitations that make them appear too big, and then we are holding ourselves back, and we're telling ourselves that's not possible. And, of course, we are, in that case, already stopping ourselves from moving forward. However, there are intentions that are just not timely right now. In other words, sometimes they may appear too big because it would be such a huge gap from where we are right now to getting there where we should be that they seem to be deflating us right from the start. The weight is a good example. If you say I have to lose 200 pounds and your intention is to lose 200 pounds in a year, that may be so deflating that you will not even get started. So making intentions also that really bring you instantaneous benefit, a feeling of accomplishment, a feeling of fulfillment, and then making the adjustment a step forward to say, okay, now I'm here, let's reach for this next step. Let's go a little bit further. Let's keep on growing. That is how you are actually creating a success, and you're creating fulfillment and growth that is sustainable. And that is at the end of the year not feeling like this client who came at the end of her triathlon basically into this place of, I didn't really accomplish anything. I'm feeling exactly like before. If you really make your changes and make your intentions as a gradual growing process, you feel at the end of 2012, this was the best year ever because it was a year of fulfillment.
Well, this is really the goal that we want, isn't it?
Absolutely.
We really do want to experience fulfillment in every aspect of our lives.
Right.
I mean, it's such a peaceful and spiritual place, really, that it's a great, great theme to have for the year, to live one's life in fulfillment. Dr. Friedemann, thank you so much for joining us here today. I wanted to take a minute and ask you what your personal message is. What would you like to leave all of us with this year? And thank you so much for all that you do.
I really would like to invite you for 2012 to make that year the year where you became the person who fell in love with yourself, who really became your best friend. Try to treat yourself every day from a place of appreciation, from a place of respect, and from a place of awareness. Try to recognize your goodness and see that you already are perfect. And from that place of perfection, then share yourself with the world and see that the world is waiting for your gifts to be shared. But before you share them, you need to recognize them. And that's what I would like you to just begin starting today.
Thank you, Dr. Friedemann Schaub, everybody. Thank you, Benny, for a fabulous show, and happy birthday to the boys. I can only imagine what their day is going to be like. I want to thank all of you for tuning us in and turning us on. And we are here to help all of you experience the best year of your life. We'll see you next time on the Dr. Pat Show.
Hey everyone, you're listening to Transformation Talk Radio. Don't touch that dial. We'll be beginning a brand new show at the top of the hour with one of our amazing hosts. Transformation Talk Radio. Talk radio to change the world.